to another episode of Wine Hops and Road Stop Shuttle Location deep within the bowels of the Latimer compound. Summer is over, unfortunately, and I'm with my wife, Desiree, and it is her favorite time because the fall is here pretty much. I mean, it's not officially fall yet while we're shooting this, but pretty soon. It's the acorns are falling from the trees. I mean, our yard is filled with them. Our dogs are trying to eat them.
It's windy. Yeah, it's raining. The weather says it's fall. Yeah. And I am so happy.
Well, you know, one thing that's going to go on this fall is part of our sponsorship with visitLuzerneCounty.com. The Brewers Trail Oktoberfest is going on from September 16th and ending on October 2nd. Tell me how you do this.
You go to the website. You click on the Brewers Trail. There's a map of all the brewers participating.
And today we visit Five Mountain Brewing Company at their new location. Plus, we're going to be trying beers from places that we visited last episode and the episode before. Brewer Brewing Company. And we got something really special. Stegmeyer Pumpkin Ale. Now brewed by SPC. So we're going to try that on the show today. Pretty excited because it's been a while since we had that. So, yeah.
Did you really just do that?
I did.
I'm sorry.
It's one of those things I don't like that band, but every time I say it's been a while, you have to do that.
Like when you said Rollin' earlier.
Rollin', yeah, like Limp Bizkit, right, yeah. Exactly like that.
That's how we are.
that's how we roll. Oh,
roll.
Yeah. All right, let's just move on to some booze news. Beer drinkers want bigger beers. I understand this. Beers with ABV percentages higher than 8%, like double and triple IPAs, Belgian-style triples, and imperial stouts have gained a 5% market share versus 4 years ago, according to the chain retail sales data from the Beer Institute and Nielsen IQ. Now, what this means is the shelves are going to become loaded more and more with higher alcohol beers. Beers that will put you down easier. What do you think?
That's great, but I hope people know what they're getting into when they grab those beers.
That's true, because like we said here, some beers that we've tried here, like you don't know how big they are by their taste. Sometimes you could taste like that alcohol burn in them, and sometimes you could really taste like, okay, this beer's 10%. It tastes like a 10% beer. It's burning almost, Right. But some of them, no. So, yeah, be careful out there. Now, the next thing is not good news. Beer drinkers should brace themselves for the coming beer shortage. The United States is expecting a shortage of carbon dioxide, and beer makers are beginning to worry they won't have enough of the gas to get their products to market. A CO2 production hub in Jackson, Mississippi became contaminated recently by an extinct volcano. The pandemic put pressure on CO2 markets. And it drove up prices in part due to the immense amount of dry ice needed for the vaccines last year. And also, beer consumption has increased 53% in 2022, according to top data. And beer sales have seen a 25% increase since the start of the pandemic. So it's like, they're drinking more beer, there's less CO2 to go around. What's going to happen? Price is probably going to go up.
Yeah.
At least a little bit. We're going to pay for it. Guys, if you like what we do, please check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/winehops and roadstops. And of course, join the Facebook group, and more importantly, go to our YouTube page, correct?
Yes.
Subscribe to it, because we want more subscribers.
Yes, we do.
We have, like, it's pitiful the amount of subscribers we have.
They're all missing out, though, because there's some pretty fun stuff on there.
Right, yes. We're starting to put more and more, like, just, like, YouTube, like, only stuff, like our movie reviews.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to actually do one right after the show. It's going to be great. Well, listen, we'll think on that, and you guys can ponder on that. We're going to take a little break, and then we're going to go on a road stop to Five Mountain Brewing Company. I'm going to leave her here, of course, just for the last time, though. And I'm going to check out some beers with the owners of Five Mountain Brewing Company. So don't go away. We'll be right back with more Wine Hops and Road Stops. Jackass Distilling, a small batch micro distillery in Spring Glen, Pennsylvania, specializing in flavored moonshines, whiskeys, and rums, and a large variety of cocktails to go. Visit them in Spring Glen or at their other locations, or on Facebook and Instagram. Our road stop takes us to Five Mountain Brewing Company. I'm with Brent. He is the brewer and owner here. Brent, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I am fantastic. It's great to be here. And it's great for you guys to be on the show finally. I know we talked about this a long time ago, but I'm glad we waited because you're in a new place right now. Last time I was here, it was a smaller place. It was up the road. But now you're in a newer, bigger place, more tables. There's food now you have, full menu. You have an outside dining area. You're doing a lot of great things here. Because I remember last time I was here, me and Brent hung out for a couple of hours, talked about beer, talked about all kinds of things. So they're very friendly here, which is great. So you want to come in here for a good beer and some good conversation. So let's talk a little bit about the beer. What do you usually have on tap? Let's talk about the ones that if you come in here at any time of the year, you could find on tap here.
Well, we always have a Hefeweizen on tap. We always have a stout on tap. We always keep a hazy style IPA on tap, a cream ale. So it's really something for everybody is our goal, is to have, so you walk in, it's not just one style.
Right.
It's
right. You have something for the hopheads like me.
That's right.
And you have, like you mentioned, a cream ale for someone that maybe isn't too big on the craft beer thing, but they're afraid to try the bigger beers. The cream ale would be a great gateway beer for them, correct?
That's actually what we call it. It's our gateway beer.
Okay,
so,
yeah. So if you're afraid, don't be afraid. Come on in here because it's a beautiful little place. He makes great beer, and he'll let you try the cream ale, and that may, open up the big doors into like all the other beers that you want to try. Because like when someone I know that doesn't like craft beer says, I don't like any of that stuff. Well, stop with your domestics, try a cream ale or try a Pilsner, something like that. And the next thing you know, they're coming back to me saying, oh, I love these double hopped IPAs you got me involved with.
Yeah.
So you got something for everybody here. Great. If you had to pick one that you enjoy the most, what is it? What is your style? What's your go-to style?
The one that I brew that I really like the best is probably our Grisette, which is a style that not a lot of people brew. It's falls into the Saison family of beers, but if a farmhouse Saison would have been brewed for farmers in the field, the Grisette style would have been brewed for miners in the coal mines.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that, so I'm pretty interested. This is a new style for me. So you said it's not something that a lot of brewers do.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know if it's a style that just hasn't caught on yet, or and I don't even remember where I found it the first time, but I didn't know what it was, and I picked it up and I tasted it, and I thought it was fantastic. So
what's the difference between like a normal Saison and this beer?
This is a style that would have been brewed and drank fresh, and so there's not a lot of some sort of the funkiness that you might get with the Saison. It's also very light. It's brewed to be very light and refreshing.
We're going to take a step back right now and let's talk a little bit about how you got involved in this. Were you a home brewer? Like most of the people I talk to they always say, I was a home brewer first, and
yep.
I was able to do it pretty well. So what's your story?
Yeah, that's kind of me. I had done I made wine and cider before, but then it actually all started with a beer that I had at a can release, and it was a one-time release, and I wasn't able to get it anymore. And I loved that beer. It was I didn't know that beer could taste like that, and so I ended up searching for something that was close and trying to find something like it, and I never could find anything that was really close to it. And so I said, well, why don't I try brewing beer? And that's what I ended up doing.
And the rest is history, huh?
Yeah, started home brewing, and then every home brewer that's ever brewed one batch of beer has probably dreamed of owning a brewery someday, and we were just crazy enough to do it. So
let's talk about your food. Let's talk about your menu. What do you have on your menu?
Our food menu is kind of a mixture of things that we've found along the way, in our travels. Our Cuban sandwich is probably our most famous of all of the things that we serve. But we have like loaded macaroni and cheese. We have loaded baked potatoes. We do a couple of other different styles, Italian beef sandwiches. was born in the Chicago area, and then my grandparents lived there, and so that was a sandwich that I kind of grew up with. And then just some other things, specials that we have. We do a chicken Riggy's plate. We used to live up in Utica, New York area, and so that's a regional dish that we loved having. So
everything on your menu is coming from all different sources, pretty much where you lived, where you grew up, what your heritage is, all coming together into Five Mountains. So if you want to get something good to eat, something quick to eat while you're having a good beer, this is the place to do it. Let's move on to some events that you're doing soon. Tell me about what's coming up in the fall.
So in the fall, this is going to be our first time in this location. It's a new location for us, so we're kind of excited to have the outdoor area with the fire pit, have a nice place to hang out and enjoy a beer.
Yeah, there's nothing better than sitting outside in the fall at a fire pit with a good beer in your hand. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so we recently started with trying to get some live events into the area. So one of the bands that we're talking to right now, we're a little bit late to the game for this year, but we do have a bluegrass band that we're working with to try to get scheduled for. We have the details kind of worked out. We're just figuring out the final date.
Okay, so sometime in around Oktoberfest time, a bluegrass band, you're going to do a big event here. So tell me about this special collaboration beer that you're doing with all the breweries on the Ale Trail.
Yeah, so we're all going to collaborate on this new style beer. It should be the idea is that it's going to be a shoe fly pie beer. It'll be a brown ale base, and then we'll make it kind of special. And then we have special commemorative glassware that'll be part of this tourism brew, and you'll be able to drink it here at each location in this special commemorative glass. Each one will have the individual logo of the brewery that you're at, and if you go to all of the different breweries, then you get to get a whole matching set.
So you go from one brewery to another, you collect your glasses, you get to sample a great shoe fly pie brown ale.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I am too. I think it's going to be great.
Well, I've never had a shoe fly pie brown ale. I don't think I've had a porter.
Yeah, I mean, it should have kind of that molasses backbone, and then the nice, roastiness of the brown ale and the flavors that you would get from a brown ale.
Now, while we're recording this, he hasn't made it yet, so we're not sure what it's going to taste like. At least I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not going to get a chance to taste it yet, but I'm planning to get out to these places and at least give you guys a report on a future show. So let's talk about your hours. Tell me about your hours. When can I come here?
So during the week, we're open Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. And then on Saturday, we're open 8 in the morning, 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. So we do cover the whole day on Saturday. Part of the reason we're open so early on Saturday is we're kind of mixture. We added breakfast to the menu just to have a local breakfast spot.
Oh, great! So you can have a local breakfast and have a beer because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
We should probably make a note here that beer starts at 10.
Beer starts at 10. You can't come here at 6 and expect beer.
Yeah, so beer does start at 10, but we do have some breakfast. And we bake our breads from the spent grain, and we serve that as part of our breakfast menu.
Oh, that's great! Yeah. So. Brent, I want to thank you for your time. That is our road stop for this episode of Wine, Hops, and Road Stops at 5 Mountain Brewing. Welcome back to Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. My favorite part of the show is sampling some beers, and today we have 2 beers from 2 breweries that are on the Brewer's Trail for Visit Luzerne County. So make sure you guys check that out. We have Black Mariah over here from the Breaker Brewing Company. And we have the return of something wonderful. Now this is Stegmaier Pumpkin Ale. Now you're wondering, oh, Stegmaier, you didn't stop at Stegmaier. Stegmeyer now is owned again by Susquehanna Brewing Company, and they just released this. This just came out like a couple weeks ago. If you watch the show, you know I talked to the vice president, and he said, "Oh yeah, we got Stegmeyer back, and we're going to be doing the pumpkin ale again." And he claims they've changed nothing.
I'll be the judge of that.
You will be the judge of that because you love pumpkin ales, and
this is at the top of my list for pumpkin.
And well, it's been at least a year. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a while. Let's see. I said it again. We're gonna try this out now. Okay? Are you ready?
All right.
See if I can open this with this opener. I think this opener's dead. Dead in the water, baby. Oh, no, I heard a little fizz. There we go. Did it. Done. Okay, so Stegmeyer Pumpkin. It's supposed to be brewed with real pumpkin and Stegmeyer's signature blend of spices, molasses, and vanilla. Now, they promised it's supposed to be same as it ever was, just like that Talking Heads song. Same as it ever was, right?
No, you've got that in my head.
Yeah.
We could do that all night.
Yeah,
We could make song references forever.
That's pretty much my vocabulary. Song and movie references, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm such a dork. Okay, smell it up here. You can smell that pumpkin. I did not drink before we did the show. I like it. It's as far as I remember, it's pretty much the same, and it's delicious. So the other pumpkins, we're going to have to do like a comparison contrast maybe on the next show or one of the shows soon. Get a bunch of local pumpkin beers. We'll try them out because talking with the guys from SBC, they said, all the pumpkin beers, they taste different because they're made differently. Some of them are more pumpkin-y, some of them are spicy. This one has a nice amount of spice to it, but there's a lot of pumpkin taste, and that's probably because it's brewed with real pumpkin.
Yeah, and it just has a different taste than some of the others.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the amount of spices they use.
And
I've always loved this one.
This is really good.
Out of all of them, and I try every one that I find, this one's just always up there at the top of my list.
Well, there you go. Glad you got the Stegmeyer name back, and good beer, excellent.
Yeah, thanks for not changing it.
Yeah, especially thank you for not changing it. Now, the next one is a little bigger. It only comes in a big bottle because it's a little bigger. This is Black Mariah from the Breaker Brewing Company. It is a 9% Belgian strong dark ale.
Oh, okay, I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Thank you again to our daughter, Kendra, for getting me this opener, which I beat up for the last probably 2 seasons. So it's getting to the end of its life, I think. All righty. Let's try this one out. This is supposed to be brewed with 2-row midnight wheat, honey malt, dark Belgian candy sugar, and a touch of Saz hops. That. Ooh. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Now, like I said, this is 9%, so this goes back to our Booze News segment, talking about people liking bigger beers. This is a bigger beer.
You can't tell when you smell it.
It smells nice. It's fizzy. It's a little bit more carbonated than I thought it would be. But it dissipated pretty quickly. So let's give it a shot.
Oh, whoa!
There is a lot of flavor there. You like?
Oh, yeah, I like.
Hey, these guys make a good beer. I mean,
Wow.
I talked them up like they're old pals of mine. I mean, we've only talked a few times, but I really love everything they do. And I've loved everything they've done since they started in their garage like 13, 14 years ago. This is good.
What we were saying about it potentially being dangerous?
Yeah. Dangerous one?
I can't taste any alcohol. There's so much chocolate in this.
Mm-hmm. There's a nice chocolate taste. There's like honey.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's so good.
It has that Belgian style finish that you usually get with a Belgian ale. So you got that going on. I'm not particularly fond of Belgian style beers, but this one I'll drink because there's more to it.
And I married you anyway. No, this is... Oh.
Well, like I was saying, there's more to it than just a normal like Belgian ale. There's, like you said, there's chocolate. There's a lot of like the honey malt in it is it's really delicious. Actually,
It actually has a little bit of sweetness. Really, really tastes like
well, that's probably
like a dark chocolate bar.
Yeah, from the Belgian candy sugar.
Wow.
Well, guys, you got her. She loves it. I guess the rest of that bottle's yours, huh? Both of these bottles are yours.
I'm sure you can find something in the fridge to drink, honey.
For the rest of the night, yeah, I guess so. Well, this is a big bottle. I could have
yeah,
more.
you could have more.
Just a little more.
It's a school night. I have to behave.
Well, 2 great beers from 2 Luzerne County breweries on the show. So there you go. That's pretty much the last episode that we have for the Luzerne County Visitors Bureau and their Brewers Trail. But of course, we have so much more to cover with those breweries because I shot a lot of video. I did a lot of tasting. So you'll see them reappear on the show with some tasting videos that we did that we haven't aired yet. So in the coming weeks. So it's not over yet. And we do like to concentrate on a lot of local beers and local breweries. And just going around the summer like I did, they were all fantastic. They all were great breweries. I didn't have a bad beer at any of them. And really, I gotta say, like they're all passionate about what they do. Even like if you go to our YouTube page, you'll see it. When they made me, the guys from the Brewer Brewing Company made me drink a sour beer. It was like a sour cucumber beer, and I was like, even that was good, you know.
It was.
So there you go. So there's our beers for this episode. Don't go away. We got a little bit more Wine, Hops, and Road Stops coming up after this break. Welcome back to the final segment of Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. You like us? You like what you see? Great. Go to Facebook.com/Wine, Hops, and Road Stops and be our Facebook friend or whatever it is. Follow us on the interwebs. You know, what the kids do. I don't know. But before we go, I want to say thank you again to our sponsor and visit LuzerneCounty.com, Brewers Trail Oktoberfest. September 16th to October 2nd. So, life's too short to drink bad beer, of course.
Yes,
have a good beer and have it with someone you love. We'll see you next time on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Good night.